Death Watch.
All right. So, this week, you guys are stuck with me. I'm Chris. I'll be game mastering this one shot because Brandon had to go become a family man. And we are doing a RuneQuest one shot. For those of you out there who don't know, RuneQuest is a high fantasy game, very much in the vein of Morrowind, Elder Scrolls type games. If you've ever played or heard of the Call of Cthulhu games, it's by the same people, Chaosium, using the percentile dice and all that jazz. So I guess I'll pass it off to the players and they can do a quick description of themselves and their characters. So we'll start with John, if you're good. Take it away.
So I'm going to be playing Hunderstill Stonehoof. And my, early 20s, pretty lean, muscular, blonde hair, blonde beard, big double braided beard, mustache.
All right. Travis?
Yeah, so I'm Travis. I'll be playing Goldberg. And I'm... Sorry, what was your guy's name again, John?
Hunderstill. Or Hunderstill.
Understeel. I'm your little brother. And if people were to look at me without knowing me, you could actually describe me in a similar fashion as you, but there's something about my personality that makes me look slighter or smaller. But I got the blonde hair, usually keep it in a braid, and a long braid and close cropped beard. I kind of live out with my herd most of the time, or tending to my herd. I assume an ascetic lifestyle. I'm not one to go in for drinking. I don't even know if that's what our culture really goes in for, or the celebrating. In fact, I'm one of those people that you might meet and you wonder when it is that they eat, because they never seem to eat very much when they do, or they're never caught eating. I'm not like thin or anything like that. Also, I don't really pursue romantic interests that much. I'm just out with the herd, thinking deep, quiet, unknown thoughts.
Okay. And finally?
I'm Justin. I'll be playing Charnel Stonehoof, the youngest sister of the two older brothers, Hunderstill and Goldberg. She is short, fair of skin, dark of eye and hair. She is an apprentice in the Cult of the Copes, and an assistant shaman there. And yeah, she's got a little bit of selfish streak in her. So, yeah.
All right. So, the morning is overcast on this, the 52nd day of the dark season. It's winter, basically. Already you can see a wall of dark clouds beginning to form on the horizon of what will herald the storm season, which is, it's real, like, deep winter getting closer to spring. Right now, you guys are out in the fields around the herd. I believe John Hunderstill is here because he's back from recent raiding and war and kind of recovering from injuries. Everyone else, there really isn't too much to do. You're a herd people, So, and right now that herd is kind of calm. They're just grazing, but that wall of clouds is going to get here soon. And when it does, the storm's going to break loose and they're going to scatter. You're not too worried about them hurting themselves. They'll take care of themselves that way. But that scattering, grazelands are fairly big and wide open, and it would take weeks to probably gather them all back up. So that's what you're out here doing, is trying to drive them off to some pens a couple kilometers away, where some Vendurf, a surf race of people, well, everyone that isn't pure horse people like you guys are Vendurf. They're serfs.
Okay.
And they're currently erecting some pens to put the herd where it will just kind of keep them corralled. So, from everyone that wants to do some herding, I'm going to need a roll from you guys, from your herding. Calm down, Griffin. He wants to get in on it. He heard herds.
So that's the skill name?
Yeah.
Herd. I have a question, though. I can't... Maybe I just totally missed it. What is our herd comprised of? Horses?
Oh, yeah. That's all you're allowed to herd. It's all you're allowed to ride, according to your god.
Do we also eat horses?
You can. I don't think you guys are opposed to it. But you're... Oh, sorry, go for it.
I was just going to ask, how long have I been back?
It's fairly recent, I believe, by actual time. It's within the beginning of the year, I believe, is when you returned. So maybe 2 months. Months are 50 days each, 50, 60 days. So,
All right. I got my roll out there. Looks like I got a 18 under 75.
all right.
I have no plan on helping unless I'm approached about it.
Okay.
I'll try, but I'm pretty wounded.
I think you're fine now. Quit
It's
milking
not
it, John.
physical.
What was the nature of your injury?
Dragon attack.
Oh, that would explain it. It's mental then.
Yeah.
Psychoanalysis?
Sorry,
I guess
trying
I'm
to
the only
find
one
the
working
skill
today.
here.
He's looking for it.
Oh, okay. It's under the knowledge section.
Okay.
Spend too much time watching the sky.
Yeah, if you press me about it, I will help.
Understill. Don't send them that way.
All right. So your mom's kind of...
Did you hear that? It's wings.
Your mother, Bersha, I believe is what I named her. Yeah. She's kind of back there helping too. And everything's going fine on your guys' end. I mean, you might be giving Charnel some dirty looks here or there. But you got some stragglers that kind of bust away on Hunterstell's side of things. But not enough to really affect the movement of the herd. You just kind of round them back up real quick. And you guys venture to the northwest of this area. There's kind of a lake nearby, and this corral's being built into kind of a grouping of hills. So that way they have a little bit of room to graze and whatnot still. And
So are we mounted as well?
yeah,
Doing this?
you can be on your horse. You got your dog too with you if you want
Cowboy
him.
in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so yeah, with a great many hoops and hollers, the herd of horses begin to make their way across the great plains of the grazed lands towards the temporary structure still being erected by some of the vendor. And it takes you probably a few hours to round everything up and get them where they need to be. So, what are you guys going to be doing for the corralling of the horses? Are you going to be in the corral? Are you going to be outside herding more in, like driving them forward?
Yeah, I want to make sure we get them all in here. So that's my primary concern is
Okay.
making sure the stragglers are all heading the right way. And I'll assume my brother can handle them once they're in the corral.
Well, he is a warrior, not a herder, so
So he's in there.
killing them. All right,
There's a dragon.
Charnel?
So I'm going to be just kind of meandering my way through the fields, occasionally like picking something up and like braiding together a piece of grass, some pieces of grass, and forming into runes, and
Okay.
just kind of practicing some of the ideas and theologies of the cult.
Okay. Hunter still?
I'm going to be at the entrance to the corral there, just making sure that they all funnel in rather than trying to break on the sides.
Okay. So yeah, this is going on. Everything is so far going fine. And I need some scan checks and listen. Listen will work too. If you...
It's a perception one, right?
Yeah, it's a perception one. So for these, you can't do both. You would have to augment one. If you wanted to scan and listen, you'd have to determine which one you wanted to augment. You would roll your listen skill. If you succeed at that, based on how hard or how well your success was, you would then augment your scan skill appropriately.
I understand. So in my case, since scan is higher, I'd want to do my listen first to see if I get the augment to scan, right?
But you can only do that once a session
Oh, okay.
for that skill.
Once a session per skill.
Yeah, so if you don't want to do it with that, you don't got to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just rely on my natural skin. Here
Okay.
we go.
I'm just going to go natural listen.
All right.
22 under 65.
So Charnel doesn't listen to anything.
Nope.
It was an 85. It was almost.
Oh,
I
dang it.
clicked on it twice.
Dang it.
Some,
Okay.
I'm still used to
Charnel's
fantasy grounds where you
ears
double
fall
click
off.
stuff.
Yeah. Not quite. It wasn't a 99. It was a 50. But all right. So looks like Goldberg's ever alert, and Hunterstill's probably lost in thought somewhere, seeing that dragon eat the temple of was it New Reaching Moon or whatever the heck it was called. So Goldberg, you notice something that's kind of out of place. Like right now, like this place will probably be used by multiple herders, right? But you kind of know who they are. You know what another herder looks like. You work with them because the Thundercharger clan or clan, I believe. You kind of know everyone. You're a smaller clan. And you notice 5 riders riding real hard coming your way. And it's just normal success. So yeah, and it's kind of out of place.
We'll pause in the act of gathering the stragglers and maybe a sharp whistle to get my brother's attention.
Okay.
Yeah, or do the whole. I can never do that.
Yeah,
finger in the
fingers.
mouth. Yeah, but something real loud, and I'll call out if he's close enough.
Yeah. I figure this is probably a fairly wide entrance because it's between two fairly large hills.
Yeah.
But yeah, like over the den of the horses, Hunterstell can hear you. So Goldberg's whistling at you, John.
So are you like pointing in that direction or giving me indication?
Well, I'm looking at you, and if you say look up at the whistle, then I'm waving you over.
Okay. Yeah. No, it'll get my attention, and I'll head over.
Head over to Goldberg, or
Yeah, head over to Goldberg.
okay.
What is it?
Brother, riders.
So at that, I'll turn in that direction and look.
Okay. Do you want me to re-describe it for you?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay. Yeah. There are 5 now much closer riders. You recognize war horses when you see them, and you recognize armor. So these are 5 warriors coming your way.
All right.
That said, they appear to be pure horse people. They appear to be, one of you guys, maybe from a different clan. You can't tell at this distance.
I'll sorry, I gotta look and see what my weapon is real quick.
Broadsword.
Yeah, so
Or bow.
I'll loosen the broadsword in its sheath, and then
I think your bow's pretty good too. If you wanted to go with that.
yeah, the idea was to just make sure that I can draw it quickly.
Okay.
But I will pull the bow and knock an arrow once I make sure it's not obstructed.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So John or Hunter still knocks an arrow, and were you going to ride out that way or just hang out by your brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out a ways so that I can hail him and tell him to go no further.
Okay. Goldberg?
I'm following my brother's lead on this one. I'm not readying a weapon or anything like that. I think I'm somewhat relieved that I see, now that we see them more, that they're pure horse people,
Yeah.
I suppose. So
Yeah. It's
Let
kind
me
of
ask
odd.
you this: Is this unusual for this area that we're in? That 5 other people would just be coming up like this?
Let's see. It would probably be weird for 5 warriors to be coming up to the corrals, right?
Okay.
But it wouldn't be too, like, you guys' your clans don't raid each other because you all are under the rule of the Feathered Horse Queen, whose name is Reaches All, right? So, like, war amongst clans is kind of a no-go these days.
Would I be able to do? Would it be scan? I guess to see if I can pick out any identifiers as far as what clan they might be from.
Yeah, you will. I think what I'll have you do is use your... where is it? Cult lore. Oh man, that's slow. Never mind. Yeah, just give me a scan. I was gonna have your lore augment your scan, but I think I'll go easy on you. What'd you get here?
Looks like a 15 under 40.
If you want, Travis, you can augment a skill for him.
Yeah, sure. Did you want me to use the same skill or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In this case,
so another
it's-
scan.
yeah, it's just you helping, and we'll see if we can retroactively.
63 under 65. Close.
All right. Let's see if I can find where that is.
You don't realize how much you enjoy having that luck in your back pocket until you don't have it.
Charnel, you did hear the whistle from Goldberg.
All right. So I'll be kind of glancing up. I'm still off my horse, and
Now you're
kinda-
locked in battle with Mom.
I am.
I don't know. According to I've detected that you guys have some animosity toward each other.
Strained relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I have kind of a strained relationship with everyone but you, and you probably have some mixed feelings about me.
No. Goldberg is pure.
Yeah, which is why he would have mixed feelings about me.
So, what are you doing, Charnel?
Just kind of watching at a distance.
Okay. Give me another scan check.
Okay. Yeah, most of this stuff is just everyday labor stuff. It's not really something that.
Anything you want me to see if I can find in the PDF, Chris?
Yeah, you can give it a check if you want. But I'm just looking for augmentation.
58 over 30.
Under skills.
So nope.
Yeah, and like for the most part, this isn't something that you really have to worry about. Like the Cult of Yelm is patriarchal, and the males of the Pure Horse people join it. You usually join Arnalda,
Yeah.
which you're too young to do at this point.
Well, I had also kind of gone through another offshoot, hadn't I?
Yes, but they don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I had the handout with the big caution sign. I don't know if it showed up for you.
I did see the caution.
But it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Dang it. Where the heck is this stuff?
Page 163.
So as far as everyone in my family knows, I'm just a 17-year-old girl who has no fighting capabilities and
No
rune
magic. No magic of any kind. No rune magic. And I believe I put it down that your mom or might have been starting to get worried that you haven't yet been scouted by Arnalda.
Yeah, it was mentioned that she was.
Make it 164. It looks like a regular success adds 20%
Okay,
bonus
there you
to
go.
the skill.
So let's see what John gets. Oh, still under. Yeah, sorry, John. So you were riding out?
Yeah, I'm gonna put myself, I'd say about 30, maybe 40 feet away from the corral,
Okay.
and wait for them to approach. How far away are they right now?
I'd say they're probably about 100 meters out and closing fast.
So at this distance, can we see if they have weapons out or not?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't right now.
Okay.
But that said, as they begin near and they see that Hunterstill and Goldberg are kind of riding out to them with weapons out, at least in the case of Hunterstill. Did you have yours too, Goldberg, or were you just riding out?
No.
Okay.
In fact, actually, if we're moving out there, brother, why do you need weapons?
You can never.
They
be
are the
too
pure
fair.
horse people.
But I'm not gonna have like my bow drawn and pointed at him or anything. It'll just be resting across the pommel with an arrow gripped in my hand as well.
Well, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And as they get closer, they're probably about, let's see, how far? We got 4 squares. So they're probably about 30 squares out, which would probably be dropping down to the 80 meters out. You see
can't
them.
Find my bow on here.
Let's make sure I put it in. I'm pretty sure I did. Understood.
I think it's on the main page.
Yeah,
right?
main page all the way down near the bottom. You have a composite bow.
Ah, okay.
All right. So they're about, 80 meters out, and they start, 3 of them draw broadswords and loosen up shields, and two of them ready bolt bows, composite bows, much like Hunterstills, and take arrows out of their quivers. And you kind of hear them hooting and hollering as they're getting closer. So,
Did you bring any weapons with you, Goldberg?
I expect that I have my bow.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a broadsword. I'm just not sure whether or not I'd pack it around ordinarily. But yes, I would definitely have my bow.
yeah, there are the Plays lands are very broad, very empty, and so there is times where something will wander in, or some other people will come raiding into your lands, and it is possible that you'd have to defend yourself. And if not defend yourself, it's always good to hunt something and eat that, get a rabbit or something.
Well, seeing them ready for attack will alarm me.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Goldberg, Goldberg, or brother, ready yourself, and if I can, I'll loose an arrow.
Yeah. All right. So let me bring up the tracker here. Real quick before we get into the actual fighting, Charnel, you see your brothers drawing weapons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm going to get up on my horse and prepare to ride back to the village to see if we can get more people out here.
okay. So let's real quick go over how combat works. So at the start of combat, you do a declaration of intent. So in John's case, he already has his bow ready, so he's going to shoot an arrow. Now it's a bit harder on bow. Oh, no, it's not. It's right there. So you see the little clock next to your DSR above your weapon?
Yes.
Click it. All right. So are you going to shoot too, Travis, or?
Yeah. So we got to hit that rank first. The DSR.
Yeah, you hit the timer, the little clock.
What is that?
That is your strike rank. So say you need to draw your bow first, right? That would have added 5 to it. So you would have been going at turn 7.
Oh, okay.
Now, for the most part, until you're actually engaged in melee combat, it doesn't matter. You guys are just going to be able to loose as many arrows as you have strike rank to you, which is 12. 12's the max. So you shoot at 2, then you would add 5 to it. You could shoot again at 7, and then I believe you could shoot one more time at 12. And then that would be the end of the round or turn, something like that.
Okay.
And then it would start all over again. So let me give you something to shoot at here.
I also wanted to note, I was looking at these rolls and I saw in the result it has the plus 20%, and then at the failure it had minus 20%. I think it's listing the augmentation values in there as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyhow, sorry.
No, like there's a bunch of that stuff where I looked at the thing and it just doesn't really quite go into detail on some stuff. Do token layer. Come on. Oh, it's wrong. Okay. All right, so you got 5 raiders coming at you. Guess that kind of rude. I mean, we don't know if they're actually raiders yet, but
That's true. I might modify my action if it's not too late. I got caught up in the murder hobo.
nothing wrong with murder hobo, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All right, there we go. So, upon seeing you guys, they drew their weapons, and now we got 2 people. We got you 2 shooting at them. So now, give me a roll, attack roll. We'll start with Hunterstill because he's first here.
Am I supposed to be able to target them, like select them?
No, this isn't Fantasy Grounds. Just tell me which one
I
you're
just
aiming at.
couldn't remember how Roll20 worked.
No, there's ways where I could do that, but it's a bit over my pay grade.
All right, I'm gonna go first on the left, closest to Goldberg.
Was that Raider 1?
Yeah,
Okay. So, alrighty.
it's pretty impressive.
Hit on the head.
How much armor does he have? Okay. So, Jono, how do you kill him?
So, if they're continuing to pound forward, I won't try to hail them at all. Just calmly and smoothly raise my bow, draw back to my cheek, and loose streaks forward and right through the eye.
All right. So yeah, Goldberg, maybe even Charnel, depending on where he's or where she's at this point. You just see Hunter still just, kind of draw that arrow to his eye and just let it loose, and it just flies true. It kind of does a slight arc through the air, but there's no real wind right now, and it just thunks right home. So, Goldberg.
All right, I'll try my shot at. Is that the formation that they're coming at us from that's displayed on the map?
Think of it more like this. There's 2 that drew bows, and they're staying a bit further back.
Okay.
And then there are 3 that are coming forward. Now 2.
Yeah, I'll aim and fire at one of the forward position ones here. Let's see how we do. 71 over 60, failure.
All right.
If I may, am I allowed to communicate, or does that have to happen at a different time?
You can communicate.
All right. Brother, we should lead them away from mother and sister.
Good idea.
And the herd.
Is this just
What a
a
stampede.
flat plain?
There's some slight hills.
Are there any trees?
In fact, not really in this part. There's probably more bushes.
Okay. Let's see if we can draw them away, but just keep an eye on them, because if they don't go after us, there's nothing stopping them from going after Mom and Charnel.
Is that rolling difference there? I don't know. All right, so ignore that third one there. What do we got here? 2 damage. All right, so the 2 in the back, they ready their arrows and they shoot. So the 1 Raider 4 and 3, they're both going to target you, John, because you hit. Is that a? Let's see. So used to being a player, I almost asked if it was okay with him. Is it okay with you, John?
I'll allow it.
Okay, thanks. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Is it this? There we go. So you can, you can attempt to dodge. I don't know if you actually can in the rules, but I'm going to allow it because I think that players should be able to, basically try to dodge anything. So you can try to roll your dodge, and for each attack after the first, you minus 20. So you dodge the first one, so that the hit on the chest doesn't happen.
Do you want me to roll another one, or did we just take that one? Okay.
Minus 20. You got to roll it for each hit. You can. You don't have to. You can say you're going to tank it. On your sheet.
I don't know how to add a minus. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Under still. All right, so I believe it should ask when you click on it. Nope, it didn't. So modifier, nope. So just roll, we'll minus 20 from it.
I failed. I had a 58, so would have been...
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one on the leg hits you.
Okay.
So how it works, go up to the section where your runes are, and you'll have your little body.
Yep.
So you are taking 2 damage to the left leg. So you'd find your left leg. You'd find below all of that, first off, you have 3 armor. So that would reduce the damage there to 0. But let's say you had gotten hit, right? Down at the bottom, you have wounds. It's abbreviated, WNDS. And so for each attack that happens, you would make a new counter, right? So right now, it would be, it wouldn't change. But if it had, you would have 2 there, right?
And then if I got hit next round, it would be 2 plus 1.
It'd be 2 plus whatever, yeah.
Okay.
And the reason that is because first aid and various healing spells are used per wound. So if you start bleeding out because you lost an arm, a character could run up and perform first aid on that, but you still have all the other wounds from all the other injuries.
Okay.
All right. So arrow takes you in the leg, but it kind of glances off your armor, maybe punches through, because I believe it's cloth, but it was just, punches through where your leg wasn't or something. And these guys in the front, they're starting to look kind of nervous, but they kind of start to veer away from you and go towards the herd. And they move basically maybe about 50 meters. So they're getting kind of close now. You guys can actually make out details on them. They do have markings of Yelm. They also have some other marking that would be their clan symbol, and you can't quite make that out. But their horses, if you guys want to give me any animal knowledge or animal lore,
Sure, I'll throw it out there.
remember to make marks in those boxes next to any skill that you guys succeed at.
Okay, I think it's just been scan for me so far. Nope, 50 over 30.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about you. I'll let you use your herd one if you want.
Oh, okay.
Same for you, John, if you wanted to use herding, because I know you got some skill in it. All right.
Hey.
67 under 75.
Okay. So you're all fairly able to see, based on just all of the time you guys have spent around horses, that these horses have been ridden hard. They're lathered in sweat, and some of them are already sporting wounds, like gashes and cuts from hard riding. They seem to be laboring, so you don't know why that would be.
Okay.
All right, so what's your guys' next action? We still got some more strike rank if you guys want to keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna direct. Brother, you go after those two, and I'll take down the archers. You shouldn't have any
Okay.
problem putting arrows into their backs, and then I'll proceed to fire on the archer.
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do this if you can. I don't know if you still can, but I remember from D&D, Travis messing with the initiative score. So add 5 to your initiative if you're going to shoot an arrow. Or, sorry, strike rank.
So on the turn order, John, you just modify the value that's next to your character.
The turn order can be found under the clock on the sidebar if you are looking for it. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't hit enter.
No, it's all right. All right. So I'm going to let you go first there, John.
All right, I'll take the one on the left, the archer.
All right, go for it. All right. Let's bring this up. Man, this makes me mad. It didn't save anything. Maybe it's because I was on my other computer. What is that? Is that Raider 4? Yeah. Right leg. All right. So, yeah, his horse is kind of dancing around, and your arrow slams into his right leg. But you're pretty sure you mostly hit his armor.
Okay.
All right.
Can I spur my horse towards them as well?
Yeah. We should probably make note of where everyone is here. Text. They're like 25 meters away, I believe. And these guys are still, what'd I say, like 80 something?
Yeah, they were 80 away.
All right. So the Raider 2 and 5, they close more distance. They're,
With the herd
yeah.
or towards the corral.
So we're going to put them at about 12 meters. And then Goldberg, what do you want to do?
So I'll wheel my horse around, and following my brother's instructions, I'll start to fire on one of those two raiders. I was just kind of curious if there's any way, like being relatively close to him might give me a bonus or make the shot easier. Is that something that happens?
Like a point blank?
Yeah.
For the most part, I don't know unless you have something
I hadn't.
pulled up. For the most part, like I know that there are penalties depending on how they're moving.
Gotcha.
So like they're kind of moving away from you, so I believe that would actually reduce your chances of hitting them because they're moving at an angle. And then there's like if you're trying to actively dodge
Gotcha.
arrow shot.
Well, so my plan then is I'm kind of going to be like strafing them. I don't want to engage them in melee or get too close.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just ride my horse by him, fire a shot. So let's shoot that out there.
Okay.
So I'm looking through this. Do the spells have any visual cues that they're being cast?
Rune magic does. Rune magic is tapping into god power.
Yeah.
Spirit magic have a lot less ones, but you are kind of revealed that you're using spirit magic because you need a focus.
Yeah.
So like, I believe Goldberg or Hunter still have sheer shot for their bows, and so like that most likely is something on the bow,
Yeah.
right? So,
But if I have like a focus concealed underneath my clothes and I'm holding on to that and I cast something that's mind affecting, like say befuddle, would it have a visual effect that the others can see that I'm casting something?
no, the only visual effect I would do for those is that he would obviously look confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think of some way to help my brother without...
And that said, I don't think you actually need a focus.
Yeah, you can...
Okay.
Yeah, it says you can do it. It just takes an extra round.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can do that if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start casting befuddle on one of the ones that...
All right, so I believe you'd go with your base dex.
that Goldberg is facing.
So you would go with your base dex strike rank, which is... Where is it?
Base dex 12.
No, that's on the side of that, where you have like damage bonus, move rate,
Oh,
dex, SRM.
3.
All right, so that's where it starts, and then you'd add 5 because you are now prepping a spell. So that's the turn you would go on, or the strike rank.
Okay, so how do I add that to the turn order?
There's, is there one next to it down there?
There isn't one next to the dex SRM.
All right, let me add you to the strike rank, and then you can modify it from there. There you go.
Okay, so then it's 8 plus, since it's befuddle, it takes 2, so minus 1, so 9. And then it says it takes 2 combat rounds. Does that mean that it doesn't go in this turn order? It goes in the next one, and this entire turn is spent preparing it? If I don't have a focus.
Oh, you don't have... I figure you have a focus if you
Okay.
want one, right? I figure that's part of your starting equipment.
Yeah.
You have all the necessary things to do what your character is supposed to do.
Okay. Then yeah, that should be
So when are you...
it. It should be 9.
Okay.
Because it's 3 for my dex, 5 for casting the spell. The spell takes 2 points, so you add 1 more because it doesn't count the first point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that should be...
Just make a note that you're not next to them. Those are... I want them all kind of there so that way you guys have a constant where you're not having to try to jump around the map.
Okay.
All right, so... Was it you hit, Travis? Was that what I'm saying?
Yeah, right arm for 2 damage.
All right. No, we don't want to mark Hunter still. That would be the wrong thing. Which one?
I can't see how they're notated, so well, just from my perspective, I'll do the one on the left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
'cause I
Raider
could ping
2.
him.
Raider. Dang it. Hunter still. Stay out. Raider 2. Right arm for 2.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, like he's kind of waving his sword over his head. He's starting to make a ruckus. And you figure he's probably trying to spook the herd. You don't know why. But you graze his sword arm
Okay.
when he's doing that. All right. These guys should be at 7 as well. All right. So archers are going to take their shots at you, Jono. Well, one's going to take their shot at you. Other's going to take it at Goldberg.
Okay.
All right. One against you fails. Goldberg. Looks like we got a success. All right. So you can attempt to dodge.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. Is that in the main? Okay, here we go. 8 under 37.
Nice. So you put your knee into the side of your horse a little bit, and it just kind of dances quickly out of the way, and the arrow thunks into the ground where you were.
Okay.
All right. Charnel?
All right. So, I'm going to be casting the Befuddle spell. Must first succeed in the power versus power against the intended target. I'm going to target one of the ones that's going towards the herd that Goldberg was trying to chase down.
All right. Is that a resistance power versus power, or what does it exactly say there?
Yeah, power versus power resistance roll.
All right, so we need the table. Let's see if I clipped that or not. I don't think I did. Ah, dang it. Where the heck do they... Oh, that's what I forgot. My cheat sheet that they give the game masters. Forgot it at home. So try to find a resistance table, those of you with the PDF, please and thank you. Resistance table 145, 157.
Are you looking for POW v POW?
Mm-hmm. I believe I have it.
Yeah.
So what's your power, Justin?
19.
Mm-hmm. And what's this guy's power? 10. So I believe you have like a 95 chance. All right, so roll it.
Roll my power.
All right, let's get his. That's live. That's a lot lower. So yeah, you spell goes off.
All right. So he basically gets confused. They are assuming that who or whatever attacking them is their enemy and will extend that to the caster's obvious allies. So I'll be targeting the one that my brother had not been shooting at.
Okay.
And each melee round, they can attempt to shake it off. That's the only thing they can do during that melee round. But they must succeed on a D100 roll greater than their intelligence times 5. So dumber people have an easier time shaking it off.
All right, and when does that happen?
At the beginning of the melee round.
All right. So archers that are not engaged in melee combat, you got one, potentially, if you want to shoot more arrows, one more strike rank or pass. So do you guys want to?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. So we had another.
Another 5, right? That should be 12. Yep.
Oh, and as a side note on the befuddle spell, if they roll really well on their intelligence check, so it's a critical or special
Is
success.
that where it becomes permanent or something?
No, they get the sides mixed up, so they think
Oh,
their
okay.
friends are their enemies and their enemies are their friends.
All right. So is that who? Okay. Go for it.
I'll go
Understood.
after that one. Really pounding away at that right leg.
Like a cocker spaniel.
What is that? Raider 4?
Whichever that one was.
Yeah. Have you hit him before in the right leg?
Yeah, I hit him last shot in the right leg.
Yeah, I think that I've messed up my notes. I had this all done, but
I swear those helicopters fly lower and lower.
it didn't save it or transfer it from my desktop to this. All right, so 3 damage. I'm gonna say he's gonna try to dodge. What's his dex? Nope. All right. So your arrow takes him in the leg this time, and he falls from his horse, and he's kind of screaming. Goldberg?
All right, we'll fire another shot. Should I be keeping track of? Oh yeah, there's the ammo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm figuring I'm going to do it where anything that doesn't stick into a person...
Can be recovered.
No, the ones that stick in people are ones you're recovering easily. Anything shot over maybe half the range of the weapon are just kind of lost, unless you have them like brightly colored or something.
My shot went wide though, 91/60.
Okay. Yeah, he's just riding too fast, and now he's almost right up beside, like, sight. He's, what is that, perpendicular? He's riding across.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Raider 4 is down. Put him prone. Yeah, we'll just X him off. Well, no, because you guys might want to talk to him. Not that I've ever seen you guys do that before, but you never know.
We try new things from time to time.
All right, so the raider that's not befuddled, he actually makes it to the herd, and he starts hooting and hollering, and he's peeling off some horses, is what he's doing. But the rest of the horses start scattering, and they start kind of running everywhere.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you guys to roll 2d6 each. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is the end of this turn. I really wish they went with something like phases and passes. So now we go back to 0 and we do our declarations.
Okay.
So let's get everyone back
So
down
how
to 0.
did using spirit magic work?
Oh, I think I forgot to have you roll, but it didn't matter, did it? Because you got to roll to cast. But anyway, you select the spell you want to use. You select a target. You roll your where is it? Your spirit magic dice, I believe, which is charisma times 5. And then the spell goes off, and then resistance happens if necessary. So, like, what'd you have in mind, John?
I was thinking about trying to use mobility on my horse to get up to the see about getting up to the archer or even the other horse guy if needed. The guy that's messing with all the horses right now.
Okay.
But how far does the horse move in a round or turn, I guess?
12. It moves 12 squares, which is however many meters. Each square is a meter. You got a measurement ruler if you want to know.
Okay.
Looks like 36 meters. But if you move, well, I don't know if it counts for the horse, but if you move physically on your feet over half your move rank, you can't do another action. And then for every 3 meters you move, it's +1 to your strike rank. Oh, that's something I should probably share with you guys to help you out there.
The strike rank modifiers.
Dwing. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's common rune magic. Yeah, where is it? I got it somewhere. Yeah, I got it. There it is. Ding. All right, so, yeah, that's right. Declaration. What are you guys declaring?
I'll go ahead and continue shooting at the archer. There's only one left, is that right?
Yeah, so now, because your bow's already out, but you didn't have an arrow knocked, you're starting at 7, because you have to interact with your quiver. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Goldberg?
So he's scattered some of the herd, and they're running out of this area.
Yeah, you can tell he's trying to peel some of the horses off to drive them a direction.
Okay.
But he's scattering the herd itself.
Gotcha. Well, my intent then is to try to keep them from moving too far, and also, if I can, keep putting your arrows into this guy. I don't know. I don't quite know how to parse what you can all do in one combat roundup. But if I have to choose between one, then I'll try to go after the ones. Well, no, actually, I'll just stay attacking this dude.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'll cast a rune magic. I have sure shot, so that's my plan.
Okay. So, rune magic takes place on first strike rank. So mark that. Put yourself there at 1. Oops. Come on. And let's get some scan checks from everyone. Okay.
Oh, wow. I succeeded.
Remember to put your check mark. So during when these horses start to get spooked, you guys see your mom go down amongst the grouping of them. But you also see other riders kind of coming from, these riders came from the north, so I guess these could be coming more from the west. They circle around the hill type of thing.
And I don't suppose we can tell at this distance if there are people or someone else, or more of this raiding party.
Yeah, you can't quite tell. Well, yeah, they're close. So they're warriors. They're dressed accordingly. Okay. But I would almost say that the oddity of being raided by your own tribe is kind of weird anyway. So I wouldn't put it past anyone if they wanted to get a little bit jumpy on that.
Okay.
So the mom goes down, and you got some riders coming in. Anyone want to change their declarations before we start this one?
Yeah, actually, if I see Mother go down, I'll spur my horse towards her.
Yeah, forget Mother.
All right. So you're going to move towards your mom. Charnel?
I'm going to begin having my... So can we have our horses move in a direction while we take an action?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to shout to my brothers. I'm going to go seek help. Mm-hmm. And then try and cast Befuddle on the other one that's trying to cut the herd in half.
Okay.
So,
I know it's for melee weapons. I don't know if it's for magical skills, but your skill is capped by your ride in melee combat. So you might want to see if you can find something before it comes up on your turn. if that's the case. Because unfortunately, I don't know off the top of my head. But if we don't find anything, I guess we'll go with it.
I saw a riding combat.
Yeah,
thing.
there's a couple. There's one in the skills section, and then that should link to the combat section towards the end of the combat section. All right, so our raider number 3, Raider Force Gun. He's going to go at 7. All right, and then descending. No, we want ascending. All right, so Goldberg.
So yeah, I ride towards Mother.
Okay, so yeah, let's see. Let's get a ride check from you. This is to keep your horse under control and to also stay mounted.
Okay. Ride horse. Here we go.
Okay.
36 under 65.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're getting jostled pretty good, but you're able to kind of, hoot and holler your way through it and get them to kind of separate for you. And you get up there and you see a crumpled form kind of covered in dust.
Do I have more I can do, or was riding up to her the limit of...
I'll say we'll go with the limit for now.
Okay.
That said, getting off your horse, if that's what you're planning, might be kind of dangerous. So,
Amongst all the
yeah.
stampeding.
Yeah, it's probably dangerous enough riding into it. You're probably going to be making ride checks to keep your mount under control. All right. Understill, I believe you succeeded at your scan check too?
I was 39 under 40.
Okay, yeah. So you know that there's some more people coming up on the other side of the herd, basically. Let's get them out here for you. Got to do some renaming. So you see them, and what are you going to do?
Well, I will take a shot at that one.
All right, go for it. Raider 3. Where are you? There you are. All right, so you see this arrow land pretty good into his abdomen area. Arrow's still sticking out. He doesn't seem too happy about it.
Medieval gut shot.
Yep. So he's going to return fire at you. You know, I'm kind of cheating if I don't do my declarations too. I should remember that next time. Oh, but he misses.
Well, I think it says you gotta provide as much information as seems reasonable. It just didn't seem reasonable to you at the time to do that.
All right. Justin?
Yeah, I'm still trying to see if I can find any specifics on this, on mounted spellcasting.
All right. So what we'll do, it's not a concentration spell, right? I believe. It's just
Yeah, it's just a straight up one-shot spirit magic.
Yeah, I'll just say it's like mounted combat, and unless we find out otherwise.
Controlling that. There we go.
So it's capped by your ride skill.
Put in there. So is this technically considered controlling a mount during battle?
No, because you're not in melee.
Okay. And where was that section on your skill being capped?
Let's see.
There it is. Yes, using magic and adventurer's effectiveness in mounted combat is equal to the lesser their ride skill or their skill with the weapon being used.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. It's capped at the lesser. Okay, yeah. So in your case, I believe it is your ride skill, isn't it?
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
So then this is to see if the spell goes off.
Definitely goes off. I believe that might even make it where you don't use power points or magic points.
I can look at that.
Yeah.
And then it's a power, the same power check as before.
So basically, this guy's F. What was it? Intelligence.
Oh, yeah. What happens if I get a special on that one?
He got a special too. Is that where it starts getting confused for him?
Everybody's special, aren't they?
Yeah, why not?
'Cause, on a special success, adventurer adds plus 30% to the chosen ability for the appropriate duration determined by the game master. The rune gets
That's
an
on
experience check.
That's on augmentation. So, like, if you're like, I need to swing my sword better, so you call upon your air rune to augment your sword skill, we're saying, that's where that would come in.
Okay. So yeah, he would be befuddled.
Which one? This one?
This second one. So now both the ones that went after the herd are befuddled.
Okay.
And the one that was befuddled before, now would be when he would make his intelligence check to see if he could shake it off.
All right. So what are we going with for befuddle? I think that one works fine. All right. So this one, Raider intelligence. So what does the Raider's special on attempting to resist give him?
That should have just been whether or not this spell actually takes effect.
Okay.
On the last one.
So it's like a tie right there?
Yeah.
Okay. It very obvious in this game is all ties go to you guys for the most part. Yeah. So,
but this guy, if he gets so
he's dumb.
So that was Raider 1.
It's Raider 5. Raider 1's dead. Can you guys not see any of the stuff I'm putting on him?
No, I can see it there,
We
but the
just see
roll was
pictures.
Raider 1.
Oh, that's because it didn't save. Like this was all set up to where I could use one character sheet against with multiple tokens,
Okay.
and it just didn't save it. So
Okay. But yeah, if that's his int roll, then he succeeded. He shakes it off.
okay,
So he's no longer befuddled, but the
other guy
other
is.
guy is. Yeah.
All right.
And then for the rest of my round, I'm just going to try and kick my horse into a full run
All right.
to get back towards the village.
So these guys over here, they start cutting through the herd, spooking them, and they join up with the now befuddled Raider 2, and they kind of ignore him. He's acting weird, but they take over the horses that he had cut away. He cut off of maybe about 15, and they start driving those horses away, and you kind of hear them, and they're kind of motioning, like, let's go, let's get out of here. So we're going to go to strike rank 12 for the archers if you guys want to do that. All right. This guy. Travis, if you want, I'll let you do something real quick.
Yeah, I was. I'm kind of getting this figured out. I think if I'm not like attacking or anything.
Yeah, you're not in melee, so you're kind of.
Right. So it's like you just keep in mind that you have the 12 strike ranks to work with when you're like determining your actions. But like moving on the mount, does that work against? I think you asked this question earlier. I didn't hear if you guys resolved it.
Well, every 3 meters moved is plus 1 to
okay.
your strike rank.
So I guess
And then if you move over half that strike rank or your movement or rating,
yeah.
you are basically capped. You can't do an action like attack at the
Right.
end.
I think that might be where I am at, depending on how far I moved.
Yeah, you probably can't like shoot a bow.
Yeah. So then like naturally I start at what, 2 based off of size and dex?
Yeah, your what is it? Your melee strike rank modifier would be the total of your size and dex.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much it, unless sometimes I see here you can combine certain actions with movement, like readying or I guess I want to do the opposite.
Put away.
Put away the bow.
It's a like I'll let that happen. It's just a base 5 for interacting with anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, John?
All right, I'm going to try to finish off this one archer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the second or third time you hit him, huh?
I hit him once before in the abdomen.
Okay. Just making sure I'm keeping stuff good here. 4, 5. So down to 3. All right. So you can't hear it at this distance, but you know what an arrow does when it goes through someone, when it goes through bone, where it just shatters it apart, comes out the other side, and you see the faint shadow of your arrow go into his bow arm, just right above the elbow, and thunk into the ground behind him. You know that your arrow just went through his arm, and you see that bow just fall from his hand. So he is going to turn, and he's going to start fleeing. He's controlling his horse one-handed now. All right. And this guy, the one that's no longer befuddled, he's going to catch up with the other raiders and continue driving the horses. So he's going to begin fleeing too. And Justin?
She's just running.
Okay. And then the rest of the raiders are going to keep driving the horses, and they are now considered fleeing. Do you guys want to give chase?
The horses don't matter. Let's see to Mother, and we can figure out which clan they came from the dead bodies, and
Okay.
have our vengeance.
Awesome. So they get out of sight, right, driving those horses on forward, and we are now out of combat. So take it away if you guys...
So I'm going to still be riding hard to get to the village.
All right.
I'm going to look over and see, has Goldberg, have you made it over to her yet?
Yeah, I was just preparing to get down, and depending on the state of this stampede or whatever, I'm either just trying to grab her if possible and ride out of there.
No, like kind of just dip down and...
No, that kind of seemed like too like movie style or whatever. I mean, it would be like really hard to do in my mind. So I'll actually dismount, grab her, put her on the horse, and then try to run away. Unless, of course, the herd has already dispersed out of that particular area, in which case I'll try to tend to her wounds right then and there.
Yeah, I'm going to say that currently right now they've cleared enough. Like they're still running, but you're kind of in like the eye
Okay.
of it, right? They're going out.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So you're safe where you are currently. All the other horses that would possibly be around are going into the corral, essentially. All the ones that were outside have gone beyond. They're probably like 10, 20 meters away right now, just galloping full.
So yeah, I'll hop out of my saddle then and look her over.
Okay. Roll a Constitution check. Make it ×2.
What did that do? Oh, right.
Do you...
Got it.
Okay.
79 over 20.
All right. You're not in a good way when you hop off that horse and you look at your mom.
Okay.
In fact, you're kind of ill. She's been trampled. Parts of her are ground into the earth itself,
Gotcha.
type of thing. And so yeah, it's not good. Hunter
I would like to take maybe I got a horse blanket or something, and just that would be on the horse or something, just
you have bedroll or something
to cover her up real quick.
Yeah, you definitely are able to do that.
Can I
John?
see this, or do you want me to do a scan?
No, you can see that Goldberg's doing something. You know that your mom went down in that area. You would be able to probably clearly see, maybe once the dust storm begins to settle, Goldberg putting a blanket over a form.
Okay. I want to go in that direction, but I want to try to get close enough to one of these downed raiders to try and identify their clan.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. But here comes the fun part.
Dragon?
No,
Start having flashbacks?
no, you can do that anytime. All right, so I'm going to say customs pure horse people. I'll let you do it with a +20 because it's kind of like the various tribes or clans are kind of known.
Do you want me to roll with, I'm sorry, what?
+20%.
How do I add that?
Well, if you can't add it normally, I really wonder why it's not doing it. Oh, there you go. Click at the top, and there's a modifier input value. No, the top of the skill group. Let's see if this works.
It doesn't give me the option to try and put anything in there. It's just circle with a line through it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. But it didn't work. So, yeah, just roll it and we'll add it. Yeah, you got it. What is special? What is on a 50? I think special's what, 20%?
Is it equivalent to like a hard success or extreme or something? Yeah, so it'd be, well, if it's hard, it'd be like 25 and lower. If it's the extreme, then it'd be 10 or lower, right?
Okay. So, yeah, you know, John, based on the guy's symbols, that he is a Blood Rider, which is a tribe that mostly is to the north. They kind of have a bad reputation. They stick to more of the old ways. They like to raid, murder, which you guys do too, but they like to also take women by force and that type of stuff. Sacrifice people, which is something that has kind of gone out of the way, except amongst more evil peoples. And you're probably more confused, not that they're raiding you guys, because that's probably within their character, but that they're this far south.
Okay. Once I've identified them, I'm gonna continue over to the mom. I'll spur my horse on, get there as quickly as I can.
Yeah. So, just by looking around, there are several trampled vendor, the surf people that work for you as well, that just got caught up in the stampede. So, and that is the end of the part one, is the death of your mother. If you guys want to do anything else, like take her home, try to do something.
Yeah, that would be my plan while seething passion grows inside.
All right. So you guys gather her up and catch up to Charnel, who made it a good distance away, but you guys are fairly far from your town, where your tribe is making a home, and you probably ride most of the rest of the day to get back to camp. And by camp, I mean where your tribe is pitching its tents.
Okay.
All right. So it is now the next day. It's the 53rd of dark season, Wednesday. Is there anything you guys want to start off the day with? First, your mom's probably going to be buried at some point today.
That's all right.
Do we have a family plot?
No, they just
Somewhere
she's
on the farm.
she's of you guys don't have a farm. You guys don't herd or you don't sow. Sorry.
Nomadic.
Yeah. But
Raiders
what is
came, took our horses, took our mom, and now they took our farm.
Yeah. You never had a farm. But she's going to be given back to the earth, and I forgot we're going to have to do a side with you here, Justin.
Okay.
Real quick. When you return that night, it's fairly late, and your mother's body is taken by a priestess of Ronalda if you relinquish it, so she can do the preparation.
Yeah, if that's our custom, yeah.
And then for the most part, like tribe kind of gathers around and, kind of consoles. But during that, a Vendriff woman bumps into you, Charnel.
Okay.
And she's kind of nervous looking, but she kind of leans over and whispers to you that I believe her name's Harshta, the leader of the cult that you are a part of.
Yeah.
That she wishes to see you tonight.
Very well.
And then she makes her departure. So, unless you guys are going to do anything that night, sorry about the rewind there, but unless you guys are going to do anything else that night, we're going to continue with Justin here for a bit.
Go for it.
All right. So you make your way to where the cult of the Copes resides. It's always been kind of odd. You know what they kind of do with rune magic to make it kind of just be avoided. You don't see a fire from outside this little clumping of trees, but the second you get within the tree line, you can see the light of the fire. You can see silhouetted figures gathered around it and hear the sounds of their prayers. And Harshta is there leading them in those prayers. And when she sees you, she doesn't stop. She just motions and someone else stands up and kind of takes over, the other shamanic assistant that you are, what is it?
Apprenticed with.
Yeah. And so she kind of walks up to you. She's kind of a tall, statuesque woman. And while your skin is fair, hers is pale, almost like milk, almost milky white with dark hair. And so she kind of smiles and she's like, Charnel, I heard what happened to you today, and my heart goes out to you. But those men were bringing something to me that I need. And I need you to go get it now that they have fled without giving it to me.
What were they supposed to give? They just came to raid our horses like any other raid.
No, they were weak-minded. Something happened between where they, out in the north where they found it, and here. They became confused. You'll know it when you see it. I promise you this. But before the morning comes, there are some things that I'm going to need to teach you, as well as I'm going to need you, because the tribe will gather, as is your customs, and try to decide how to get revenge or whatever it is you people seek upon the murder of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need you to demand revenge.
That'll be very uncharacteristic of me.
No, it won't. It won't. You people demand it all the time, and that's common to avoid blood feuds here. They'll think maybe you were just quiet, and this has sparked some anger in you. But you need to be with them if they do decide on revenge, and you need to push for it.
Very well.
She smiles, and I knew I could count on you.
I suppose that's all that I get to go on from here.
But first, you won't be able to handle the item that you're going to bring back. And so I must teach you a spell. And so she'll take you aside, and it's already on your list, but she'll teach you the spell Swallow. And haha, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's the one I was just waiting for someone to make a joke about.
Mm-hmm. But if you read the description of it, anything eaten
Yeah.
doesn't affect you. And so that's how she's going to get you to transport the item back to her.
Okay.
And then she encourages you to try to stick around and participate in the spells, but not the spells, but the rituals, worship. But she understands if you want to go and be with your family.
No, this is more of a family than I've had most of my life, so I'll stay.
She smiles and nods, as if she was expecting you to say that. And the worship goes on well into the night and ceases before dawn. So now we're at the 53rd. And was there anything that you guys want to do? Not really?
During the night? No.
Well, now it's the daytime. Sorry.
Yeah, after they've taken Mother away, I'll speak with Hunderstel a bit.
Okay.
Brother, we must look after the honor of Mother. We cannot let these men escape.
They will not escape, as they are part of Blood Rider's clan. As I found their mark, and I'll show him the what I had taken from that dead one the other day. They will pay.
What, if anything, do I know about that clan?
They're dishonorable. They, like I told your brother Herndestel, they rape, murder, pillage. They keep as much of it under wraps as they can, but the rumors get out, right? A survivor here. They make sacrifices of living humans and other elder races to Yelm, which is old, out-of-date practices. Like, human sacrifices are usually something reserved for the more evil cults and races.
So how is it that we worship? Because I'm fairly devout in my belief. Or do we worship like a god, one of many?
You can, but for the most part, your primary one would be Yelm, which is, I forget the name for him in your tongue, but it's like Kazert or something like that. And he's the sun.
Oh, okay.
He is literally the sun. He rises into the sky, and because of old wounds, which you'd currently be suffering from in this point, he is now heading back south, and he's weak because it's winter. But yeah, like he has his day of the week, which would, I'm guessing, I don't have my calendar here, would be Fire Day. And during that day, things would be burned in offering to him. Usually non-sentient creatures if you were going to go that far, but usually, most likely, some sort of just material thing, right? Wood, cloth, silks, gold, whatever.
And is that what the day's called? Fire Day?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Okay. Well, I think prior to Mother's burial, which is coming up today, right? Later today,
Yeah.
I'll probably head off somewhere for quiet reflection. But I'll encourage you, Hunder, still to come with me. Now, do we like ask anything of what we worship? Like, is that part of it, or how do you know? Or
I kind of have a Conan the Barbarian idea. Like, you can call out to Yelm. He gives you sun, and
Right.
that's enough. But I was going to kind of leave a lot of that up to you guys. Like, we're not really going by the book
okay, gotcha.
on this. So if you want him to give you something, like, I won't just hand out something, but you can ask.
Well, yeah, I'll ask Hunder still. Will you pray with me, brother? We must ask Yelm to light the path before us.
I'll nod my assent.
So yeah, when you guys early in the morning go out to pray, you can see that the light of Yelm is dim. He suffers from old wounds from way back at the dawn of time, and it killed him. It sent him to the underworld. And it was through brave heroes that he was able to once again ascend to the sky. And you know that right now, during these seasons, he's at his weakest. But you think... Actually, you can do worship if you want.
Worship, huh?
I believe it's worship Yelm under...
Knowledge?
I think it's knowledge or magic.
Magic, yeah. Okay.
You can do one too, John.
We're really bad at that.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't prayed in a while.
Well,
Is there anything I can do to augment that? Like something
Hey,
about my personality? Like,
Are you there?
does that make sense? So I'm thinking,
yeah, if you have like a devotion passion,
okay.
now a lot of this is supposed to be done before you make that roll. I kind of
okay.
allow you to retroactively do it on some of that stuff because we're new here, and I'll let you do it again here.
Yeah, so I'll try to...
All right, so you roll against your passion.
Ah,
I believe
79 over 70.
Where
I
is
believe that
passion
you.
at?
It's the first page of the character sheet, and it's below your characteristics. They'll start with honor.
And which one are we rolling?
Well, Travis was rolling against his devotion to Yelm, I believe.
Yeah.
But you could roll against something else to kind of fuel your worship. So, like, your love of family could potentially work for that.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, like, that's what I'd say is probably your... Okay. So put a mark next to your passion, and you still would have failed your roll.
Right, because...
Should I do this for my worshipping of the goddess last night?
You can if you want.
Sure.
Got to get them check marks.
Exactly. So devotion to the red goddess.
No, you don't got to roll with your passion unless you want to.
I wanted to.
Okay.
Then, where was the other one?
So what is that?
Worship.
Is that a plus 25 on your worship there?
Well, hopefully it's enough to make it pass.
Plus 30%.
So that should push it into being a successful worship.
Yeah, so put your check marks on both. You have a vision during your worship, I'm going to say as well.
Okay.
You're given a vision of a dagger with a silver hilt and a stone blade. You know it's stone, but it kind of looks like glass.
Okay.
And that's what you see. There's something wrong about it. Wrong is a kind of a nebulous term, though, for you.
Something in an opposing
More
alignment.
not opposing, but I don't quite know how to describe it. And I don't think you would either, right? There's something there that changes or corrupts.
Okay.
But corruption is kind of a two-sided coin to you,
Yeah.
right? It's change is what it is.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the best I can do on that. All right, so our worshippers of Yom, the day for you as I was saying, he's weak. So as you're praying and worshiping, it actually seems to kind of grow darker for you.
Little clouds pass in front of it.
Yeah. Cloud kind of passes in front of it. Let's see. So John succeeded at his family roll? What was that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, to see if it, but you still failed. Okay, yeah. So for both of you, you're praying and looking upwards towards the sky where Yelm is just a dim ball hidden behind some clouds. And a giant storm front of these dark clouds that you saw billowing yesterday or beginning to form yesterday now kind of washes over the sky. And you hear the distant sound of thunder and lightning kind of just rolling across the plains. It is not a good omen, but it doesn't shake your fate, right? If anything, you could probably say it maybe strengthens it. Like, you're going to get one over on whoever, no matter what, type of thing. But some of you are kind of close to having a problem.
Well, I'm fairly pragmatic, so I think during our prayer, I'll turn to my brother and say, "Brother, I do not think Yelm will help us."
I think you are right in this, brother. Looks like we've got a revenge mother by ourselves.
All right. So you guys head back to the tents?
Yeah.
All right. So there's a crowd beginning to gather on one side of or on the other side of the, where you guys have set up May camp. And a grave's been dug, and the priestess of Arnalda is standing, overseeing everything, preparing the body. And your mother's about to be put into the ground. Let's see. So, the dark clouds have swelled overhead, thanks to your guys' prayers. And now the smell of rain is hanging heavy in the air, and the distant rumble of thunder grows closer by the hour. As your mother's body is lowered into the ground, the priestess of Arnalda begins to sing in kind of a long, wailing kind of sounding voice. Something about the Earth Mother, like embracing her child again. You think, but you're not too sure. The Earth tongue is lost on you. While the priestess finishes up the last rites, Drader, the tribal, or the chief, the clan leader, motions you over to him, towards his tent. And that's for all of you.
Yeah, probably waiting for Hunder still to make the first move, but I'll fall in line.
Yeah, I'll head over.
Instead, I'm gonna force myself to the front in something that's probably a little bit unusual for me.
Yeah. Like, being forceful probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. John? Unless you're not done, Justin.
No, I'm gonna just...
Yeah, I'll head over there when he motions us.
All right. So yeah, he motions you into the tent. Inside, you see a very familiar man, because he's your uncle. He's tall, balding on top. He has the runes of death, movement, and what was his other one? Death, movement, and I think disorder on his head, on his forehead, just tattooed across it. And he would be the type of man that you'd probably call spooky for modern wordage. He has a look that's kind of far off, 1,000-yard stare, but when he focuses it is when you can kind of start getting nervous. And he's standing off to one side of the tent. He's usually not home. He's usually out raiding. He's a bit of an oddball in that he has kind of kept some of the older ways, in that he has multiple wives. He has 2 wives, and then he also took a tent wife, some vendor woman that he found raiding. So, but he's quiet right now, and he's just standing off to the side when Dritter follows you guys in. So he kind of sits down on kind of like a small chair. It's not small in that it is tiny, but that its legs would have been cut off, essentially. It's closer to the ground.
Okay.
And all around... No, go for it.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I'm on the same page. This is the chief of our clan?
Yeah. He's the war leader for the Thunder Chargers.
Okay. As soon as he sits down, I'll step forward and say, I demand justice for my mother, and I demand that I be allowed to be a part of it for the honor of our family, and as the only living female heir of my mother.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, but he doesn't seem angry. He kind of nods and, oh, good.
But yeah, I'm going to stare him down, my short little 17-year-old girl self staring him down.
I'll take a minute to take all this in. It's pretty out of character for...
It's not only out of character, technically she probably shouldn't be doing any sort of thing like that. Because of just her age. She doesn't belong to Yelm or Ernalda, and it's probably frowned upon. She's a child.
Yeah, so after I take this in, I'll step in front of her and present that the clan patch or insignia, whatever it was that I was able to get from the dead Blood Riders, and tell them that as we must avenge the brutal slaying of our mother and the good folk that were helping us out there. This is something that I had retrieved from one of the dead horsemen that first came out.
Yeah, Dritter takes the badge and kind of is sort of tossing it in his palm, just sort of gently. And he kind of nods. Blood Riders, huh? Nasty bunch. Well, it looks like 2 out of 3 of you are in agreement. I know your uncle over there wants revenge, too. What say you, Goldberg?
I am of the same mind as my brother and sister.
So revenge it is. No way to talk you out of it. Money's a whole lot easier than blood. A whole lot cheaper.
Can money buy our honor? Have we become so cheap?
Calm down.
I'll put a hand on her shoulder, but nonverbal, just, what are you doing?
Only blood will satisfy the
Although I
wrong
always
that
have
has
been
done.
kind of a flaunt the rules type of person, so my disrespect probably isn't the thing that's shocking here.
Well, it's agreed then. You'll ride forth, and you will find the remaining raiders, wherever they may be, and you'll put them to the sword, and you won't return until you do. Agreed?
Thank you, War Chief, or War Leader.
All right. And he kind of motions you out of the tent, like leave him be. You can get some simple supplies. I mean, we should all be riding with you, but not today. We have other things to do. All of our warriors are off at the front right now. So that's his excuse anyway.
I'll just
You gonna
nod
dress
my
him
head
down?
and I'll try and
No, I got what I
usher
wanted.
her out.
Before she says anything more.
Yeah.
But I'll turn to our uncle, say, "You'll be joining us?"
Of course. Can't let my blood be spilled. Not let them get away with it. No. Get out of here. I have things to talk to with the war chief.
And yeah, I've gotten what I want, so I'll leave.
Okay.
Come,
So-
brother. We must prepare.
Yeah, I'll dig out go find my broadsword, which I assumed I got
It's all
when
dusty.
I went off. Yeah, make sure it's in working order.
All right. How much time you guys want to take preparing?
Not
What type of supplies are we able to get?
Probably just basic food rations. Spare arrows if you guys didn't retrieve any of yours, which you didn't because you took off right after retrieving your mother's body.
Correct.
I think you forgot a raider, too, who was befuddled. So,
Yeah, there's a raider that was befuddled and the one who had his leg shattered.
yeah. I think John went up to that one and got, or there was the dead one, too. Yeah. All right.
So, did the burial take place in the morning?
Yeah.
All right. Then I would say that we should take the rest of the day to prepare. To make sure that we have everything in order before we just rush off.
Okay. What say the rest of you?
Yeah, that suits me nicely.
All right.
I think we should try to get at least some distance this evening. The longer we wait, the farther they get away.
Seeing as how they're herding horses, I don't think that them getting away is going to be a big issue. I mean, it's going to take them extra time to actually herd the horses, and I would imagine that they're taking them back to their lands, so we've already got a direction. Once we get everything prepared and go back and look for tracks.
All right. So Juan Day. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys sort of free reign over the equipment section. There ain't too much that you probably need outside of what you already have, other than say like rations and water skins, that sort of thing. But you can have at it. The tribe or the cult will, the clan, there we go, will provide. Let's see if I can find what page it is on to give you guys.
Looks like it starts back at 403, 405.
Yep, that's about right. So, things that you won't be given. Riding beasts, you already got them. Slaves, they will not give you any slaves. War beasts, stuff like that. I guess you might be able to convince them to give you jewelry, but...
Well, you see, we're going to need it.
We gotta be fancy when we kill those guys.
And then if you say want a different weapon, the weapons are in the combat section of the book. If you also want their stats, and that is
Are we
around...
able to get a tent?
Yeah. So the weapon stuff of the combat section is around page 207. Oh, that's something else I also forgot to tell you guys. Thankfully it was bows, so it didn't matter. But if you were to look at your sword on the stats, same with your dagger, I believe, Justin, it has CT for sword, which is cut thrust. So next to it you have an S, potentially, which is slashing, which is the special damage it will do when you roll a special. So if you want to, say, stab with your broadsword, you have to switch that over to I, so that way you know which special damage is going to be rolled, because they have different rules for impaling and slashing.
Am I able to get like a lance or a spear or something?
Yeah, I believe you have skill in lance, not spear. So if you have a skill in something that's specified, like lance, you and you pick up a spear, you use it at half the skill rating.
I don't see lance.
Do you have one-handed spear?
I have one-handed and two-handed spear.
All right. So yeah, it's probably one-handed spear, and I just didn't add it. But you can just use the one-handed spear one for this time. We'll fix it all later in the future. All right. Everyone good?
Yeah, I think so.
John?
Yeah, that's the... Well, what type of armor was I wearing?
You're wearing... It's a cloth type of armor. Quilted. You're wearing a linothrax, or thorax, which is linen, and it covers your chest and your abdomen.
Is there any of that I could get for my legs?
You're wearing something else for your legs. You have boots and gloves on and a helmet.
Yeah, I think we're all good then.
Okay. So you spend the day preparing. The war chief, or war leader, was willing to send some people out to kind of look around the area. They're kind of on a bit of alert because they don't know what this could be. Is this a preemptive thing? Was this a scouting thing? Or were they just raiding and stealing? And they say that they've found some vendor wagons that have been destroyed and like not too far from here, a little bit to the northeast, but that's not where you guys were, right? So it could be related, it could be something else. And the next day, So it started raining sometime in the night, and it's looking like it's going to probably continue raining all day today. The Goldberg, you might start worrying about Drax at this point because it's going to probably start getting churned into a mud and you might start losing them. So, you guys set out?
Yeah, well, I think I would recommend that we go. You said it was a cart that had shown some signs? Or did we already pass that?
No.
No.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
You were over here, and this cart was found over here.
Yeah.
And the vendor, there's a bunch of them. The cities and whatnot that the Pure Horse people have are basically ran by vendor because you guys don't count your money, you don't weave, you don't do none of that stuff, right? And you don't build. So everything is built by them. These slightly one step above a slave race of people, right? And it's not just a race; it's just everyone that isn't you guys. So some of them will form kind of trains. The more nomadic ones of them will form wagon trains and travel about to the various clan holdings and whatnot to do repairs and, build stuff. That's why you had some out there helping you with the pen. Some, there's also job opportunity. If one war leader has less vendor than another, there might be more job opportunities out there where, this other one already has like 5 weavers or something.
Well, I will recommend that we move as much as we can and forego a break until that rain hits. And I think trying to pick up a track from that destroyed cart might be advisable.
Okay.
And then moving as much as we can.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. So you guys set off to the northeast. This one's probably maybe about 30 minutes outside of the tent line, right? So it's pretty dang close. Roll search or track for you, or actually for all of you, whichever one's higher. Or if you want to augment, you can do that too.
Nice.
All right.
I'm not a tracker.
So it seems to be maybe a day older than when you were attacked.
Okay.
Right. This happened first. John, you see about 11 sets of various horses' hooves around there. You see some, it's like it was just picked apart real quick. There's some overturned chests. Artisans' tools have been laying scattered. They're already starting to rust. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't think they can rust. But they're laying in the mud, already kind of starting to get covered up by the rain that's starting to come down. But you don't find anyone. And because this is just a search, you can't really make heads or tails of the footprints. But you do see a lot of horses' hooves.
Okay.
Horse
But this
tracks,
seems
I
to
guess.
be older.
Yeah. So, let's see, this would have been 3 days ago.
How far away is this from the corral?
This is pretty far away from the corral. Maybe 4 hours ride?
Okay.
They came in the morning, though, when we were herding them up.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that it was a day before,
Yeah.
given the distance.
That's what I was trying to put together there, is if it made sense with the direction and the distance.
Sorry, go for it.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say that they hit us, in the morning. Make sure that it
Yeah.
kind of matches up.
Now, Travis, you can take a -20 on your track, and you can do it again. And you can do that until you just have no track left.
Okay.
Could I
If you
use
want,
that to enhance my track?
I'm going to try to start kind of getting away from that because you are supposed to announce it before the roll. But I was thinking about house rolling a team, like teamwork stuff, where if you guys were willing to risk it, the person with the lowest track would have theirs augmented by the other people that are doing the augmentation. So you can try to see how that wants to go.
Well, I got a 50% chance on my retry, so...
And do always have passion if you want to use that. Or a rune, or you could augment it with another skill.
Yeah, I'll try to do my passion on that. I'll try to use my devotion to Yelm. And as I'm looking over the area, what I will say is,
Give me sight beyond sight. Sorry.
so I guess I'm gonna make like an exchange. Yelm, I swear to take no sustenance but what you give me while your light shines upon me. But show me
All right.
where my quarry has gone.
All right. Roll your devotion. Or your, devotion for Yelm. Wow.
Gah, Goldberg is not pure.
Light does appear in the sky, but it's the flash of lightning. And the rain begins to pick up even more. But that said, let's see, what is it? Where is it?
I'm stuck in the good old Roll20 high end.
Yeah.
God has abandoned you.
Well, I'll hold to my oath, so basically I won't take meals until, which is kind of that's probably what was a lame oath to make in the winter. There's a lot of other hours I can eat in. But yeah, I'll hold to it. So I guess I won't take midday meal or maybe breakfast, depending on when we get up.
Let's see. So, if it was part of your augmentation, so your augmentation gets an additional -20 because you failed your augmentation roll.
So -40 on that retry.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to
Yeah.
lead us in the wrong direction.
This set of tracks, it's too old. The rain is coming down too hard now, and it's beginning to wash them. And because this one's older, maybe your mind's kind of going elsewhere now, right? This is kind of old news. It's kind of a dead end, but the tracks that were fresh are probably in trouble now. And so that might be distracting you.
Well,
Right.
we know where they went after this, if this was before they came to us, so we should start tracking from the corral.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is those prints are now in danger because the rains are starting to come down.
Alright, can I try to augment my track by doing another search when we get back to the corral?
You can, the search will reset. It's a different set of tracks. So all the searches will reset, and if you still want to augment, yes, you can, if you haven't succeeded at it already on another thing, which I don't think you have for track.
No, I have not.
So
Now, for me, when we go to the corral, I couldn't augment that track roll because I've done it once this session. Is that right?
I think it's based on success. I'm not sure on that, but I'm going to play it with success because I like the way that works better, right? You get your check mark.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll agree that we'll have to start there, but I'll share my misgivings about the rain washing them away.
All right, so this would have been
We can
morning.
only try.
So around noon, you will make it to the corrals.
Okay.
The rain is showing no sign of letting up. Wind's starting to pick up, and so now the rain just isn't coming straight down. It's kind of coming at you.
I'm going to ask Goldberg did you pray again?
I didn't pray. I made a bargain, though.
All right. So technically, I could make this minus to your track last as long as I wanted because I can. That's how augmentation works.
Okay.
But I'm not going to. And so you guys are at the corral. The ground here is kind of. There's a spot that's kind of a muddy reddish color, where the rest is just kind of normal mud color. And you're pretty sure that's where your mom went down. So, give me them track rolls. Let's see if you guys
So I can try it.
at standard, and you can attempt to augment if you want again.
I failed on both.
Okay,
Just seeing what I want to use to augment.
Oh, I was close.
you were.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with a passion again. This time I'll try love of family.
Abandoning your god. All right. go.
Yelm has turned his face from me. Does it matter which order I roll them in? Or?
Yeah, you got your passion first, so we know how much
Okay.
to. Well, technically, I guess we don't need to worry about it. But
Oh my god. So -20.
yeah,
You're remembering how our dad beat you, and you're like, forget family.
Forget Yelm. I'll do it myself. Is there any further modifier from the rain, or is that how that works, or is it just...
Yeah, it would be, but it's not in this case. Not quite yet.
So 50-50.
50-50.
11 under 50.
All right. So you are able to follow these tracks, no problem, though you kind of are having, like, I don't know, maybe conflicting emotions here. I mean, your mother was a good woman. You do love her, but, I mean, like, she stood by for years while you and Charnel were beaten,
Right.
you know, by a drunk father who probably never loved either of you, who outright hated Charnel.
Yeah.
You know, is she any better? And that kind of is messing with you. You know, it could just be that you're now thinking about it now that she's not here.
Yeah, no, I am getting these misgivings, that and because it seems as though Yelm has turned his face from our quest here, or maybe I should get in the habit of saying you Gargzant.
Yeah, it's something.
Gargzant.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
And I tried to stick with that, but I would always lose track of it, so I just went with Yelm on everything.
Yeah. I like Yelm better. It's kind of Yelm.
Yeah, get the Conan vibe going.
But I'm not going to share them at this stage. I'm, just the doubt growing in my mind.
Okay.
We're probably all going to join our mother in death.
Jeez. Oh, that's the other thing. If any of you were hurt, the priestess of Arnelda that were there probably would have healed you up. So
I was good in that way.
okay.
But so I found some tracks and I have these doubts.
Yeah. Yeah, you find the ones that were taking the horses. I guess now it would be what was it, 7 sets of horse tracks riding away.
Well, here are the horse tracks, brother. Which direction do they head off in?
To the north.
They travel north. You were pointing off to the west. Those are our horse tracks, brother.
Oh. All right, lead on. We have our direction.
Yep, so I'll lead us forth with
Okay.
my head down and...
So everyone make a scan check for this leg of the journey. See if you guys see anything.
So if I augment a skill, do I still get the skill check? Is there anything that takes that away? Okay.
Yeah, if you had succeeded on your passion, both your passion and the skill would have gotten an augmentation or a check mark.
Kind of makes sense that I don't succeed on my passions often. All right, scan.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone that succeeded, make sure you get your check marks.
Actually, the second time I've succeeded on that, which is incredible.
Short time after you start, so we're getting around maybe 2:30 or so in the afternoon. Also, side note, I'm not going to have you roll every 10 minutes for track, especially the way you're rolling. I think we'll just take your success and run with it. But anyway, so around 2:30, real short time. That's including you getting to the corrals and searching around, right? You come across a fairly fresh dead horse. Its leg is obviously snapped and its throat was slit. And it seemed like they didn't really stop once that happened. They just slit its throat and took off. And the tracks continue north.
So does this horse have like the other wounds and such that we saw on the horses that were bearing these riders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, it's thinner than a well-fed horse should have been. It's scarred all over the place. Some of it appears to be ritual scarring, which is standard, either branding or scarification. But a lot of it isn't. A lot of it comes from wounds.
Gotcha. Well, I'll pause only briefly and press on.
Okay. So, in relatively short order, the sun has begun to set. The rain hasn't let up. And what did we have here? We had our scan checks. And
Shake my fist at the departing Yelm.
and on the horizon, with the last little bit of what light there is in all this storm, you see a trail of smoke, a thin tendril of smoke that's getting kind of disrupted, blown about by the wind, but it's enough. It's not a cloud, it's smoke.
Brother, sister, smoke ahead.
About how far
and you too,
away?
Uncle.
It's kind of hard to tell, but you gotta, the plains have kind of given way to some low hills. It's starting to get hilly. And so, I don't know, a couple 100 meters, easy. A little bit more, maybe.
Well, I'm not one for stealth, so let's just roll in there.
We're horse people.
What's
Pure
that?
horse folk. We don't sneak. You ever seen a horse sneak?
Yeah, they don't hide
Yes.
behind bushes and quietly.
Justin, is there a
Tiptoe
horse
away.
that's been stalking you? It kind of peers over the bushes and stuff.
Haven't you ever seen a horse walk on its knees?
No.
No.
Do they? I've never
They can
really
be trained
seen
to. It's pretty cool.
horses that much. So ride up to investigate openly.
Yep.
You think Understel?
Yes.
I agree, brother.
What phase of the moon are we in? 'Cause it's going to drastically affect.
I can't find my calendar. Well, I left my calendar at home. But if you can find one here, I believe I had set it up to where you should be able to cast rune magic without a problem.
Okay.
Right? I believe it started on dark, and so now you're in crescent yesterday. So this would be half, I believe. And tomorrow night will be full.
Full half moon right now.
If you wanted to make it a little easier on yourself, I think we only got about 10 minutes. Because if this is going to be a fight,
It
probably,
is, potentially.
shelf it so that we can have all your resources next time.
Well, because of how this is going to go down, it probably ain't going to be the biggest fight. So, you guys are just going to ride up? Is that what the plan was?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you go riding up, you crest this hill, and you see a kind of a half ring of Vendrift wagons. But it seems like a good chunk of them have been started being used for fuel to fuel the fire that is in the center of this makeshift camp. Off to one side, you see your horses, and the raiders' horses. You see two of them kind of sitting around the fire. One is bandaged up pretty good, but you only see three. And then off to one side of them, kind of near your horses, you see some women and children tied up, and they seem to be in a pretty bad state. You shooting, John?
I was trying to add myself back to this turn order. There it is.
All right. So which one? Well, mark which one you're shooting at for me. Okay.
Start with the first.
Let's see. They are probably about, at this point, 30 meters away. All right. Goldberg, Charnel.
This is our statement of intent.
Yep.
Yeah, so I want to ready my bow and potentially fire it a couple of times.
Okay.
Well, they're amidst a bunch of people.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the people are off. Let's say your horses are over this way. The people would probably be off this way, near, tied up amongst the wagons. But they're kind of close to the horses.
So one thing I was going to ask you is, like, do we start at a specific strike rank? So, like, for adding the 5 to ready my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So we start. I think I start at 2. Maybe.
Your bow starts at 2.
Okay.
And then if you already had it ready, that's how you get that first really
At 2.
Yeah.
Right. But I think in my case I would be at 7
Okay.
because I had to pull it out.
We're sneaking up to this camp. I'm going to ready my weapon. What about you, Goldberg? I'm going to wish I never worshipped Yelm.
Nah, I'll wait till I get there.
Okay. So let's move you up to 7 then. And then the raiders would, one of them would draw his weapon and begin to hide, most likely. But due to being surprised. That will happen at a additional modifier. So, oh, come on, Raider. Come on. All right. So, Hunter still. What? Okay, you're shooting Raider too. All right. So he's sitting with his back to you, and think he's kind of cussing is what happened. So 4 damage to the left arm. When your arrow takes him in the left arm. Raider 2. And how much for?
He just really likes maiming people, doesn't he?
Hey, this is pretty accurate as far as shooting somebody with a bow and arrow from 30 meters away in the evening.
All right. So against firelight too. So you're a bit closer now, and this time you hear what happens when a bone is struck by an arrow. So yeah, it just goes through and lands in the fire. It's just a through and through, and he starts screaming and grabbing his arm and trying to get cover down behind the log he was, or maybe it's a piece of like broken cart that was sitting on. So that's his turn. Next, Goldberg.
Yeah, I'll target one of the other ones here.
All right, this one, I'll be quite honest with you guys. I wiped out the damage that was all dealt to him, but this one has a wounded leg.
Okay.
Oh, you hit?
Yeah, 3 to the left arm.
That's a lot of damage to that arm, too.
Dang it. 5. All right. Left arm.
Oh.
All right.
I was reading the hit location as the damage. I was like, holy cow.
All right. So, short, like within the blink of an eye after Hunterstill's arrow takes this guy in the left arm, yours takes the other guy. He's like reaching out and he's like, what's wrong? And it just goes through his arm about at the elbow. And
Stone hoof, left arm maimers.
and it does the similar thing. And he
Very
starts
nice shot, brother.
This is the family tradition.
and he starts screaming and saying that he surrenders the mercy. All right, Charnel.
This time I'm going just straight damage
Okay.
using the disruption spell. Are there any that aren't wounded?
No.
Okay, then I'll take the one that's trying to surrender.
Okay. So Raider 5.
Yeah, so I've got my power check first
All right.
against a 95.
Uh,
So yeah, that's a success.
all right.
And then it's a power versus power check for the resistance. Then where is that table that... I don't think it matters. He failed anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so then 1d3 damage.
To a location.
Yes.
Do you need to know how to roll location?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get.
It's on the main sheet.
Yeah, main sheet. And then hit location. It's below your passions. I think that should work.
Hit location. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hitting the abdomen
Okay.
for 1d3 damage.
Abdomen, Raider 5.
2 points damage to the abdomen.
All right. So, what type of focus do you use for disruption?
It's just the normal...
Well, I'm talking like fluff wise.
Oh, fluff-wise.
You pointing a wand. You.
No, part of me kind of always assumed that, like, as part of the rituals, it had described that, they painted runes all over my body, and I'm assuming that I'd, like, hold my hand over a place where a rune had been painted
Okay.
as part of my Foki.
Yeah. So, he's kind of pushing away. He's trying to hide, and he suddenly starts screaming more.
Okay.
Like maybe even give a good old Nicolas Cage "It Burns" type of thing. The bees.
Yeah, it doesn't really give a whole lot of descriptions on how the pain is done. It just, yeah.
So he continues to, like he's begging you guys to stop. Like, I've already surrendered, please. But you guys know that he most likely knows what's going on, right? Now, there's a chance that maybe they didn't know your mom died, but they still stole from the Thunder Chargers, and that requires some sort of retribution. Now, they might not have thought that you'd come trying to kill them for stealing horses, you know, maybe collect the payment for them or do something. They might have also figured that you might have gone directly to the war leader of the Blood Riders and collect that money from him personally. But begging for mercy is kind of odd in these situations where some sort of payment is required amongst you guys, right? This is kind of how you keep the peace. You know, you don't go attacking another tribe because they're going to come after you, and it's sanctioned. So, add 5 to those of you who are shooting, if you want to keep on shooting.
Yeah, I added it after my last turn there.
Yeah, you're good.
All right,
All right.
we'll go for that one. That one.
Which one? All right. Let me do something real quick because he's hiding behind a wagon. So let me. All right. So his legs and his chest are hidden. So you can take your shot at him. There's going to be no penalty for that. But how cover works in this, yeah. So your arrow thunks into the wagon.
Because that was hidden.
Okay.
Okay.
I was reading in the future, James, if you want to aim it, I think you roll it like half,
Call
right?
him James.
Sorry, John.
Yeah.
My bad. You're my son now, John.
Go to death.
Spider-Man!
You are Spider-Man, if you want to be. Oh, man. Not what that was all about.
But yeah, what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
There's an aimed thing,
Yeah, let me. There you go.
but it's pretty much one shot in the turn.
Okay.
But yeah, you make your strike rank 12. There might be some.
Half their skill.
Yeah, which for John is still pretty good
Yeah.
with the bow. All right, so John went. Goldberg?
So the one, he's just surrendered, right?
Yeah, 2 of them are surrendering.
Okay.
The third one is kind of cussing.
Okay, so what you were saying earlier is because of the course of action we're on, this is not something we really stop and be like, oh, they surrendered. You
Yeah.
know, we're out for blood, so I'll fire another shot.
All right. At the same one?
Yeah, same one.
So what was it, that one?
I'll ping him for you here in just a sec.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
So 2 on the left leg. Very cruel.
Oh, man.
Does it have it broken down into feet and hands or no?
No.
Oh,
no.
we need to come up with a custom table, I feel like.
I think I talked about it to you before, but I swore that the I don't know if it was RuneQuest, but the core rulebook I saw back in your room like 20 years ago now or something that your brother had brought over. I swore it had fingers, like all the way down to finger hit location, and I was like, oh, I want that. And
Was that take
GURPS, maybe?
a D100 for hit location?
who knows? I just want it. All right. I believe you can only cast 1 spell a turn.
Yep.
Okay. So Raider 3 is going to shoot at you, John. But he doesn't quite seem to have his heart in this. Yeah. So he shoots, it goes wide, and then he drops his bow and he starts running. That's what he's going to be doing. Or I'm going to say it this way. He looks like he's preparing to run. All right. Is this our last attack, or is this the
This
end
will
of the
be the
turn?
last one.
All right. Go for it, Hunterstill.
All right, I'm going to shoot the one that's about to run.
All right. He's still under the effects of cover, so go for it. All right. It thunks again into the wagon.
Oh.
I thought his right leg was the cover one.
I said his legs.
Oh,
So it was, what was it? It was legs and chest.
Yeah.
So like his arms, his head, and his abdomen would have been covered by, or his legs, abdomen, chest would have been covered by the wagon. His arms and head would have been fine. All right. Hunterstill, or Goldberg.
I think I'm all out of strike ranks. Are we starting a new one?
John said this was last go around for 12. So
yeah, this will
it's,
be...
It's because you were 12 last time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, the first attack I took was on 7 because I didn't have my bow ready.
All right. So those of you with bows, set it down to 7. Or if you're going to be shooting, you do your declarations.
Yes, continue the murder.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I do that aim with a spell?
I'm going to say yeah, because these guys are getting tortured. And so, John, if you're going to do your aim shot, I don't know if you want to take that into account.
I'll just wait for him to run.
Okay. So
But
my
I am going to fire a different one.
Okay. So my declarations for this guy, so that way I'm keeping it all in level. He's going to run this way at as far as he can. So that will put him at what is that? Like 27-ish meters away, 24 meters. This guy, oh, come on. Oh, it's not there. He's going to try to take cover behind the log, and so is this guy. But the logs are only going to like cover one side of them. So in Raider 2's case, he's going to have his right side covered. Oh no, that's not what I want to do.
That was pretty cool, though.
Cover right side. And he's going to have cover abs and lower. All right, let's see where to go. Turn order. All right, Goldberg.
All right. Guess. Well, I'll keep going on the one I was doing, but he has cover abs and lower now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Left arm.
7 damage to his left.
Left arm.
For mother. But not for you, yo.
Hey, it was with the last light of the sun that you saw the smoke.
That's true.
It could be a sign. Sign that he wants you to shut up. All right. So he's trying to get cover. He's kind of trying to pull himself behind something. And again, thunks into his shoulder this time. And let me see something real quick here. That arm is destroyed with that hit. 8, 9.
What does the special do for?
Oh, it's a special?
Yeah.
I believe he's suffering impaling damage. So the damage there would have been what it is, but then I believe he has to spend a round using strength, undisturbed in melee combat, trying to yank that arrow out.
Is it like bleeding or whatever?
Yeah, I believe so, but it don't matter because he's low enough on his total hit point pool to fall unconscious. So he's like, I surrender.
I think it must have automatically done the double damage.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you need to change the, like for your broadsword.
Right.
Because slashing will do something different, impaling will do something different, and crushing does something different. All right, Understow. One guy's down. Let me mark him off.
Did that guy run yet?
Not yet, because he's got a... Well, actually, I got that. Because he's got to go on his turn. That guy's still up.
All right, I'm gonna shoot at that guy then.
All right. What do we got? Success, 8 damage, right arm. Those stone hoof boys.
So
Them
now
are
he's
appendages.
just got noodle arms.
What is that? -8. That's...
Like Ace Ventura in When Nature Calls, after he gets shot with the darts in both arms.
Right.
Except a lot more bones
And
splintering.
he's just
out.
running through the woods with his arms dangling behind him.
Right.
Only in a slightly more gory and bloody fashion in this case, I suppose.
Yeah, so his other arm is out of commission, his left arm. His right arm is, again, shattered beyond use. And he might be, what do we got here? 3, 5, close. We're getting close. He's not looking too good. All right, so, Charnel?
I don't go till 12 if I'm aiming.
Oh, you're aiming? Okay.
Yeah.
So the raider starts taking off. Charnel? He's using his full turn to run.
I'm going to aim for his head.
Okay, go for it.
Target his head and hopefully... Okay, is there a way to actually dictate a roll against half?
There should be, but I've been saying that a lot this game session.
Input value multiplier? No, that's not it.
I know you can modify it down to half.
Yeah.
At the very top of the skills thing, there's all these modifier boxes. The only one we can modify is skill mod, and that's the one I've been using when I got
You're using
the -20.
your
Let's try this.
your charisma, right? Charisma times 5. So you might be able to go into the skill sheet and next to the characteristic, there's a question mark.
Yeah.
And you could make that 1.5, right? Would that be half?
Let's try.
0.5?
I tried the 0.5, but it showed me rolling against a 9.5%.
Well, it's because it's going against the base. That's right. Well, we can just have it. So give me your roll.
Okay. A 4. So,
All right.
yeah, that,
Critical.
Do you know what critical does for spells off the top of your head? You been looking at that?
I haven't seen what a critical does now.
Well, I'm just going to say it doubles damage for that for now. But I guess he still has to resist, huh? So it would make it harder for him to resist.
Yeah.
So his intelligence?
Power versus power.
Oh, power
resistance.
versus power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out, "Stop resisting."
So he failed.
Okay. So then if we're doing double damage, 6 damage directly to his head with
Alright.
no armor.
Yeah. So that guy right there is running away. See how much damage? Okay. So, how do you think? Why don't you tell me what your disruption spell, what effect it has?
I'd kind of anticipate that it's more of a spiritual disruption of
Okay.
the flow. So all of a sudden it would just be extreme pain in the area, and more damaging the nerve links rather than actual physical damage.
Okay. So he screams and falls over mid-run, like mid-stride, and he starts grabbing his head, and his feet are just drumming on the ground. And eventually he stills. And I believe I skipped some people because I'm still not used to the strike ranks, but
I'll look for critical.
I think we can just go with declaration again. I think you also don't use magic points.
Yeah, I seem to remember reading that part of it.
He did. All right. So, declarations.
The work is almost finished. I'll keep shooting it. Cover right side, man.
Same.
Okay. Justin?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a normal one this round,
Okay.
so it'll put me at 8.
All right. Last raider. He's going to... Actually, I don't think he can shoot. I think he's done. So
He
he's
ain't
going...
got no arms.
He's going to try to push himself up so he can start trying to run. But like Hunter still pointed out, he has no arms. So he's kind of like pushing himself along the ground, trying to get up. All right. Start shooting, boys. All right. So Hunter still, your arrow thunks real close to him. And it causes him to jump and kind of let out a odd squeal. He was already screaming, but it turned into an odd squeal. But
That mean I'm... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
go for it. Where you
I was just wondering if I missed. Does he...
No, he arm.
It went into the left arm and then into his chest.
Oh, is that how it works? Is that transfer?
It actually is how it works. If the arm's destroyed, it goes to the next location. Left arm, yeah, it's destroyed. Okay, so that's enough, I do believe. Was that 7?
Yes.
All right, 9. Okay, close. Yeah, so it drives itself through his useless and maimed arm and into his ribs, kind of pinning the arm there. And he falls over and he starts kicking his feet and thrashing. But he's still kind of literally kicking, I guess. Charnel?
I will try and finish him off.
Okay.
Okay, so to see if I... Ooh, that was a close one. But yeah, spell goes off. So, resist,
Alrighty.
power versus power.
What is it? Because it's actually a table. I think that's a fail too, based on your power. Because I had something stupid low. 147 for resistance table. 10 versus what?
19.
19. So that's a 90. But he has a 10. Yeah. Yeah, he has like less than a 5% chance. So that's a success.
All right. 2 damage and to his
Arm.
right arm.
That is enough to kill him. Well, he goes unconscious. He falls unconscious.
Okay.
And that's all of them. The vendor that were tied up and kind of corralled in near the wagons have kind of huddled even further together and have tried to find whatever cover they can. Women are shielding their children with their own bodies. So
Not their arms, though, right?
no, they're keeping their arms well away from anything they want to protect. You guys can take it away. You're out of combat.
Well,
We'll go free those people
Okay.
and tell them that they're safe now. And
Well,
that
he's
we're
telling them
looking
they're
for the
safe.
rest of these raiders. There should be 4 more.
Well, he's telling the rest of them they're safe. I'm going to go up and slit the throats of the 3 that are on the ground.
Okay. And what are you doing, Goldberg?
well,
Do you want to pray again?
she's a cold lady.
Hey,
Yeah, I guess I was gonna go make sure that they were all dead, not slit their throats or anything. But I guess I'll be just standing there shocked at at little sister.
Hey, you know as well as I do what Dad beat into us. There's a coldness. It's not going away. But while I'm doing my deed, I'm going to keep an eye out for that dagger.
Okay.
See if any of them have it on their person.
All right, guys. So that's all I got for you for now. We'll have to pick this up later.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
No, thank you for playing.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, man. Just remember, keep
It was,
all your arms
that
and
was a
legs
pretty
inside.
It was a pretty good system, though, man.
Yeah, I really like RuneQuest. It's I like Chaosium system in general. They just have I don't know, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm just as more likely to get screwed over by a D100 than a D20, it just feels different.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. See you soon. Yeah, man.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.